Welcome back, both of you! You must be hungry, right? Today, I've cooked up some pasta with all my skills. Megan, my daughter-in-law, who had never cooked before, said as soon as she returned home. This is clearly a sign of something. Oh wow, it looks delicious. Mom would think so too. My son Johnny commented. Indeed, the pasta on the table looked appetizing. But there was an indescribable eeriness about it. Too suspicious. As Megan urged us to sit down, Johnny said we should eat. Can we really eat this without any worry? Johnny and his wife are staring at us as if urging us to quickly eat the pasta in front of us. What should I do? Then, at that moment, hello! That voice saved me from my predicament. My name is Lenora. I returned to my parents' house 30 years ago following a divorce. Both my parents have passed away since, and now it's just me. Living alone at 73 might seem tough and lonely to others, but it's not like that for me. Compared to where I lived before, the cost of living is lower, and the neighbors are all nice people. My hobby, coffee, helps me forget about unnecessary worries, and, in its own way, lets me enjoy life. In such a leisurely life, a little disturbance can become a stress. For instance, the presence of the people who are about to come here. Welcome. It's just the two of you today? I took time out of my busy schedule to come here, and you're not satisfied with just us? That's why Megan dislikes you. Hey, don't say that! There's no way I dislike Lenora. She's so kind. Right, Lenora? Johnny, my eldest son, said this with a hint of sarcasm. Megan, my daughter-in-law, was stringing together words that were obviously lies. They met as colleagues at the same company 20 years ago and started dating a month later. Half a year after that, they got married. The rapid progress of their relationship surprised everyone at the time. There was no time to think about anything during the rush of meeting the families and the wedding. People would make sarcastic comments about their marriage. There's no way it'll work out with such a short courtship. They'll definitely divorce soon. As their mother, those comments always left a bitter taste in my mouth. But it turns out, they've been married for 20 years now, had children, and contrary to everyone's expectations, they're living a happy life. As their parent, I'm impressed with how well they've done. Hey, Mom! Mom! Are you listening? Sorry, I wasn't concentrating. Lenora, please! You're only 73. It's too early for dementia, right? If you're like this, we'll have to put you in a home. Megan is kind, but sometimes she says things that belittle people. But Megan does have a point. If you're over 70, you should consider a facility. If you become immobile and we have to take care of you, it'll be the end of the world for us. True. So, how about moving into a facility from now? That would take care of our troubles, right? That's better for you too, right, Lenora? I can't believe how they treat me. This is how Johnny and his wife have always been, only thinking about themselves. Don't decide on a facility for me. I'm not that old yet. To say that yourself. Once you're over 70, heaven is right in front of you. There's no need to pretend to be young. Their awful comments about facilities and heaven weigh heavily on my heart. But there's an angelic presence that lifts my spirits. Dad, Mom, don't say such terrible things to Grandma. Why are you here? You said you were going out to play with friends. My friend had something come up, so I couldn't make it. More importantly, apologize to Grandma, properly. This girl is my granddaughter, Ashley, a 17-year-old high school student. Unlike Johnny's family, she's just so honest and good-hearted. Yeah, I'll apologize. Sorry, Lenora. I'll try to be nicer from now on. Mom, that's not how you apologize. Say it properly. Ashley, it's okay. Thank you for saying that. She's such a caring child, really. In contrast, These two? Glancing to the side, Johnny was far from apologizing, looking proud, while Megan had an unsatisfied look on her face. Then Ashley urged Johnny's family to head back. "Sorry, Grandma, I'll come visit again." With that, Johnny's family left. The next day, after finishing breakfast and cleaning the house, the doorbell rang. "Good morning, Ashley. You're early today." When I opened the door, there was Ashley. "Good morning, Grandma. I'm about to meet some friends, but I wanted to see you first." Since she was little, Ashley frequently visited me like this. "Take care, dear." "Yeah, I will. I'll come back later." Seeing Ashley's energetic self gives me energy too. Alright. With renewed vigor, I was about to resume cleaning, when the doorbell rang again. "Just a moment, please." Rushing to the door, I found Johnny and his wife already trying to enter the house. "You two, at least say something before entering. It's startling when you come in without a word." "It doesn't matter. More importantly, was Ashley here just now?" Johnny and his wife entered without hesitation, then plopped down on the sofa. "Give us some of that thing, too." "It's not fair that Ashley gets special treatment." They were probably referring to the coffee I make when Ashley visits. I've always loved coffee, started making it from beans, and now even neighbors request it. Ashley loves the coffee too, and always drinks it when she visits. I sighed and said, "Wait a bit." As I started grinding beans in the kitchen, I heard an electronic sound from behind. Turning around, I saw Johnny and his wife at the table with their mobile phones, but nothing else unusual. Puzzled, I tilted my head. "What are you doing? Hurry up with that thing." "Lenora, aren't you done yet? I'm thirsty." Concerned about the earlier sound, but with Johnny and his wife hurrying me, I resumed grinding. Then Megan said in a disdainful tone, "Lenora is so plain, isn't she? What's fun about grinding beans? I don't get it." "Oh! Maybe it's practice for when you go to a facility?" "Ew, I don't want to drink coffee you practiced making." Megan's condescending tone was new to me, and I felt a dislike for her for the first time. Then Johnny added in a similarly condescending tone. "Indeed, it's unbelievable to serve such things to your own son and daughter-in-law. When did my mom become such a person? Getting old is so cruel. I feel very sad." Johnny's mocking tone was something I had never heard before, and Megan continued with her nauseating remarks. Their behavior felt like a performance by third-rate actors, almost terrifying in its insincerity. But instead of stopping, the two of them continued. "My mom's gone downhill. She seems to have dementia, not knowing what she's saying or doing. How did it come to this? Maybe it'd be better if she just went to the next world already. But knowing Lenora, she'll probably cling to life. Why do I have to be spoken to like this? What's going on with you two? Stop it already!" However, they were so engrossed in their mobile phones that they didn't even hear me. Then, suddenly, Johnny and his wife stood up, grabbed their bags, and left the house as if nothing had happened. Their incomprehensible behavior sent a chill down my spine. What's going on? I thought about consulting someone, but how could I explain their behavior? I spent a sleepless night, troubled by my thoughts. But the next day, Johnny and his wife returned. The memory of yesterday made me unsure of what to say. Then, from behind them, Ashley suddenly appeared. "What's wrong, Grandma?" Ashley was with them. Not wanting to worry my beloved granddaughter with my troubled face, I acted as usual. "Would you like something to drink?" "I want Grandma's coffee." "Alright, how about you two?" But Johnny and his wife just sat down with sullen faces, saying nothing. Ashley looked puzzled at her parents' behavior. Without understanding why they remained silent, I prepared homemade coffee. "Here you go." Ashley eagerly grabbed the coffee. "It's delicious. A day just doesn't start without Grandma's coffee. Contrasting Ashley's happy sipping, Johnny and his wife remained silent and expressionless. Even after Ashley finished, they didn't touch the coffee in front of them. It must have gone cold and lost its taste by then. Then, Megan took a sip of the now cold coffee. Disgusting. That single word pierced my heart. Then, Ashley, we're leaving first. Huh? We just got here. Saying that, Johnny and his wife left quickly. Mom and Dad were weird today. Did something happen? I wonder. For the next 2 weeks, Johnny and his wife came here daily. They just ignored any attempts at conversation, fixated on their mobile phones. Why don't you say anything? Even when I tentatively asked, there was no response. Unable to bear the tension, I turned on the TV to distract from the uncomfortable silence. This routine repeated every time. By then, I had started to feel a sense of dread about their very presence. Then one day, something unexpected happened. It was in the evening, just as I was about to go out for groceries. I received a text message from Johnny. We're coming over. So soon? 5 minutes later, just like the text said, Johnny and his wife arrived. When I opened the door, there they were. But today, their behavior was different. Hello! Nice weather today, isn't it? We'll just come in. The two who had been ignoring me were now talking as if they were different people. This sudden change only intensified my fear of Johnny and his wife. Mom, could you make us some coffee? I'm really in the mood for your coffee today. Oh, that's not fair. Lenora, can I have some coffee too? Surprised by their sudden change, I nodded and started grinding the beans. While grinding, I glanced at them and saw they were chatting and laughing, a stark contrast to before. Then they started talking to me. I'll have black coffee. I'd like 3 sugars, please. They drank the coffee with a smile. Then suddenly, Megan said, Oh, I forgot. Hey, could you buy me a prepaid card for my mobile phone this month? Sure, I'll go to the grocery store with Mom. What? Me too? Johnny grabbed my arm and dragged me to the nearby grocery store. I didn't understand why I had to go, just to pay for a prepaid card. There's no way I don't know where it is. We finished the payment, and I thought we would go straight home. But then, Johnny said something unexpected. There are cherry blossoms in the nearby park. Want to go see them? Okay, but shouldn't Megan come too? Megan's not interested in cherry blossoms. So, we ended up going to see the cherry blossoms in the nearby park. I never expected Johnny to suggest that. Johnny's kindness, after being so cold before, heightened my fear and caution. But, as we walked in the park, the blooming cherry blossoms gradually eased my guard. They are beautiful. However, my caution returned when I noticed Johnny's behavior. He seemed uninterested in the cherry blossoms, kept checking his watch, and appeared to be keeping track of time. Shall we head back? Doubtful of Johnny, I got in the car and returned home. As we entered the living room, Welcome back, both of you! You must be hungry, right? Today, I've cooked up some pasta. Megan suddenly said. Megan cooking was unheard of before. Ignoring someone so much and then suddenly cooking? And it's not even 6 p.m. yet. This is clearly a sign of something. Oh wow, it looks delicious. Mom would think so too, Johnny commented. Indeed, the pasta on the table looked appetizing, but there was an indescribable eeriness about it. Too suspicious. As Megan urged us to sit down, Johnny said we should eat. Can we really eat this without any worry? Johnny and his wife are staring at us, as if urging us to quickly eat the pasta in front of us. What should I do? Then, at that moment, Hello? That voice. Ashley? The sudden sound of Ashley's voice caused Johnny and his wife to panic, and rush towards the entrance. "Where's Grandma?" I hear Ashley's voice. "Ashley, why are you here?" "What do you mean, why? I always come around this time. But isn't it unusual for you two to be here at this hour? Why are you here?" "We thought we'd have dinner with Lenora for a change." Their panicked behavior was evident, but could such a thing really happen? Ashley's timing was incredible. Now's my chance. While Johnny and his wife went to Ashley, I quickly swapped Megan's pasta with mine. Then I sat back down, pretending nothing had happened, waiting for them to return. Soon, Johnny and his wife came back into the living room. "Good! You waited for us, Lenora!" "We thought we'd eat together. By the way, where's Ashley?" "Ashley went shopping. We only had this for dinner, so we sent her to buy her own." "That can't be right. There's food in the fridge. Sending her shopping makes it all the more suspicious. Shall we eat then?" "Yes, let's eat." Johnny and his wife were waiting for me to eat first, just like before. There must be something wrong. But it's okay. I swapped the pasta with Megan's, so there should be nothing wrong with this one. Here goes. I take a bite of the pasta. "How is it, Mom?" "How is what?" "You know, the taste. It's all about the taste, right?" Trying to play it off humorously, Johnny and his wife also started to eat. "It looks delicious, right?" While saying this, they kept holding their forks, not touching the pasta, and kept looking at me. I was too distracted by their behavior to focus on the pasta, but so far, it didn't feel odd. Feeling reassured, I continued eating, and Johnny and his wife, with puzzled expressions, finally began eating their own pasta. But at that moment, ugh! Megan's demeanor suddenly changed. Just as I thought. After secretly swapping her plate with mine, she foamed at the mouth after just one bite. Megan began to struggle and collapsed with her chair. I couldn't believe such a dramatic scene was unfolding before my eyes. "Hey, Megan! Are you okay? Stay with me!" Megan, who ate the pasta meant for me, was now in serious trouble. "Megan! Megan! Stay with me! Open your eyes!" I immediately called an ambulance, and they arrived within 5 minutes. Megan was carried into the ambulance by the paramedics. The neighbors gathered around, wondering what had happened. The ambulance's arrival drew the nearby residents out of their homes. Seeing this, Johnny shouted, "Don't look! Stay back!" 10 minutes later, Megan was rushed to the hospital. As I watched the ambulance drive away, "Grandma, what happened? Did someone get hurt?" "Ashley, well, actually..." I explained everything to Ashley, who had just returned from shopping, and her response was astonishing. She got what she deserved. After all, it could have been you in that ambulance. "What do you mean?" She beckoned me inside, and we went back into the house. Pointing to a certain spot in the living room, she said, "See this? It's a camera. A small one, hidden by Mom." "A hidden camera? But why?" Here's what happened. Recently, Johnny and his wife had become obsessed with filming videos, capturing anything they found amusing and posting it on social media. It started with harmless prank videos, but as they gained popularity, they wanted more attention, leading to increasingly outrageous actions. So, ignoring me and making snide comments. They were all for their videos! Remember the mobile phones on the table? That's what they used to record. Their ultimate idea was to film someone in distress, thinking it would bring more attention, and they targeted me, their mother-in-law. How awful! What were they trying to do? This is it. Ashley produced some chili peppers. Chili peppers? What about them? They crushed a bunch of these and put them in your pasta. The plan was to film you suffering after eating it. That's terrible. Anger welled up inside me at the thought of them going so far for fame, and Johnny was just as guilty for not stopping it. But one thing puzzled me. I did understand the plan to make me suffer with spicy food, but why did Megan foam at the mouth and collapse? Ashley then shared another shocking fact. She's allergic. Megan had a severe chili pepper allergy. She had fainted before from eating food with chili peppers in it, and had avoided them ever since. Megan's reaction to eating the pasta now made sense. That night, Johnny returned from the hospital and told me Megan would be hospitalized for a week. He blamed me for everything. Hearing this, Ashley interjected. Blaming others as an adult makes no sense. Doing such horrible things, you're no longer dad or mom, just painful strangers. Johnny, unable to respond to his daughter's words, left the house in a daze. I then told him, I won't say much. I'm cutting ties with you two. Don't come here again. If you do, I'll call the police immediately. Watching him leave, Ashley exclaimed, Grandma, you're so cool. Thank you. We high-fived. Later, when Megan was discharged and learned that I had cut ties with them and that Ashley had left home, she went into a frenzy. Johnny panicked and called the police. The officers arrived in 10 minutes and took Megan, who was still in a hysterical state, away. With Megan gone, Johnny hastily packed his belongings and left the apartment. His current whereabouts are unknown. Megan, still unable to calm down after being taken by the police, was admitted to a psychiatric facility, where she remains. Grandma, I'm off! Take care, do your best. Yes! It's been a year since then. Ashley left her parents and now lives with me. Today, she begins her life as an independent woman and a working adult. Being able to witness Ashley's growth up close is a joy beyond compare. I'm confident that the rest of my life will be brighter and more enjoyable.